Goodness will prevail in the end. I have no enemies. I see only solutions. I remain neutral. Everyone is doing their best with what they know. Everyone is innocent at their core. I don't need to argue. I can see everyone's point of view. I will stay out of it. I surrender. I put down my weapons. I don't need to be right. No one needs saving. Everyone is on their own path. I let go. Everything is perfect as it is. Welcome to the theme of neutrality. This is the inner workbook, and we're going through the themes of consciousness. We want to help you get out of the theme of duality, which is courage, where there's good versus evil, of always having a fight to contend with, of kind of always picking a side. We want to help you go into a more neutral place that's more peaceful in your life. So make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave a comment, and that you follow us along on this journey of themes of consciousness.
Aloha, I'm Matt.
And I'm Ash, and we are the yoga couple.
We are internationally recognized holistic healers, authors of the inner work. Trust that you are divinely guided to this video.
You are exactly where you're supposed to be.
The answers are here now. So when we get into the theme of neutrality, we're coming out of courage. So we had a great talk on courage. If you haven't listened to it and watched it, check it out on our playlist on the themes of consciousness, because it's really good. Getting into courage is a massive, pivotal moment. You've officially decided, I will take accountability. I will be honest with myself. I will admit that maybe I was part of the problem. Maybe I was the one kind of feeding that situation. You know, whatever negative thing is going on, we have to kind of take ownership. What part did I play in that? So we stop projecting all of our power outside of us. Huge accomplishment. Now, where do we go from there? As we keep going up the themes of consciousness, they're going to become more and more peaceful. They're more happy. They're more joyful. Now, courage it's pretty happy and joyful in a sense, but it's so limited in a lot of ways, because yes, it has moments of joy and happiness, but there's so much more waiting, because at the end of the day, always having a battle to fight and wrongs to right is kind of exhausting.
Getting to neutrality is just like those affirmations I just read to you straight out of the inner workbook, is all about kind of getting out of the fight, trusting in the goodness of life, going with the flow. It's really entering into flow state. So it's when you just know that everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. It's all going to be okay in the end. You really just kind of are like, it's none of my business. I don't need to get involved in this. I just want to relax and enjoy my life, and I don't need to get involved. So like the people who are like not interested in politics and they're just good, it's probably because they're in the vibration or theme of consciousness of neutrality, which is a really high place to be. It's not the end all though. There's so much more to this, because in a way, neutrality is kind of checked out in a way, but it's happy.
Yeah, so some things to point out here is it's most commonly can be, to clarify this, it most commonly is misunderstood as apathy or hopelessness. So the lower theme of hopelessness though is completely detached. Neutrality is not that. Neutrality is still engaged, but it's just like chill. It's kind of like before we got on this video, I was thinking about how to word this for you. Like courage is like shows up and it's like, all right guys, we gotta get all of this done. It's got a shot list and a like action item list, and it's like we gotta accomplish all this stuff. Neutrality is kind of like shows up to it's like, yeah man, it's all gonna be good. We're gonna show up, we're gonna work, it's gonna be cool, we'll do our best, and we'll all go home and it'll be cool.
Yeah.
So they're not like, hopelessness would be like, I can't do any of that. I gotta lay in bed all day, I can't do anything. So that's the first thing. And then as we head out of neutrality, again, to give you contrast, when we do transition to the next theme of say willingness, ambition, entrepreneurship, that's the type of person who then shows up to the same scenario, and neutrality is just like, yeah, this will be chill, we got this. Willingness, on the other hand, would show up and be like, how can we take this to the next level? How can we be even better?
Someone that's arrived in the frequency and neutrality is kind of like in a resting state. They've done a lot of work in their lives and on themselves. They've done a lot of inner work, a lot of shadow work. They've done a lot of healing. They've accomplished things in their life, and like now they're good.
They're good. They just want to chill.
Early retirement. Like they're like, I'm good for a while. But the thing that happens in neutrality is you get complacent. So the shadow side of neutrality, although it kind of stays out of everything, it's generally happy. It's pretty much like, you know, a peaceful state of being.
It's like go with the flow mentality.
Yeah, it's just like the surfer dude, like, yeah, bro, it'll all be okay. I don't know what's gonna happen, but like, it's gonna be fine. Like that.
But I'll keep showing up and trying and it'll be okay.
But they lack ambition. They lack willingness, which is the next thing. They don't have the initiating aura or force to get out of their comfort, cozy, cush routine. They're kind of just complacent. So it's a really great place to arrive at, because it's at least not in the lower themes of shame or self-sabotaging and guilt and judgment. And especially if you had to heal all that. So especially if you've been freaking trudging through all these lower themes and you finally are like, I finally feel chill with myself. I feel good. I feel like mellow. Can we just stop doing inner work for a second? It's like the person who's just like, I'm good. I reached a point where I'm kind of happy with myself. They have a good, pretty much good self-esteem. Exactly. They feel good about themselves. But the thing is that they're missing out on all of the themes above neutrality, which is like willingness, acceptance, reason and logic, love and inner peace, true freedom and lasting happiness. But they're kind of like, I don't have the energy to go the whole way, so I'm just gonna like stay here. Chill here. So I don't really have that much to say about neutrality, because that's kind of like the vibration of the theme. Kind of just like, it's kind of like that. So what I am gonna say is that don't get stuck in this theme. Like it's good to rest in. Yeah, it's like if you're somebody who kind of feels like that, we want to encourage you that there's so much more to life than staying like neutral. Like neutrality is good, but it's like you climbed halfway up the mountain, like you were going on a hike. The view's nice and here. You just stopped and you were like, well, I'm not gonna finish the hike, and like this is good enough. Neutrality, that sums it up. This is good enough. That's a great point. But like if you would just keep going, if you would just commit to finish the climb, the blessings and rewards that await you are unfathomable. But you've got to muster up the energy and the willingness, which is the next theme, to initiate yourself, to like have some goals and ambitions, because there's so much more to life than this is good enough. So that was a perfect example. I like the mountain one. That's great. Yeah. So that's really it, because there is so much more. The view gets even better if you keep going, kind of a thing, right? The achievement gets even more exciting. So to get out of neutrality is to start making this transition into self-motivation. What am I capable of? What else is possible? And once you've transitioned into courage and beyond, that's kind of the question that, say, for example, we put in the inner work for you to ponder is, what else is possible? Yeah. What else? How much more peaceful could it be? How much more happy could I be? And you just have fun exploring this like infinite potential. It's important to know that someone in neutrality, like, because they already feel like they're good, that the thing that's gonna get them into willingness is wanting to help and contribute to others. Like having some ambition to like contribute to the world. Like your gifts matter, they impact people. Like if you're a musician and nobody ever hears your music, what was the point of that? So the great motivation there is, because neutrality is chill for itself, to help neutrality get out is, but there's all these other people that would really benefit, bro, if you would just like share that gift. It's kind of moving out of like selfishness to selflessness, because neutrality, the only reason why it's like I'm good is because it's good by itself. So it's like I'm good. Like, well, what about the world at large? What about your
Exactly.
community? What about your family? What about your relationship and your partner? What about your kids? What about the place you work at? What about the goals and the dreams that you haven't even birthed into fruition yet? Are all those things good? No.
Totally.
So you gotta put the effort in. So
and willingness, one last thing just to dovetail on that is, and that's exactly what willingness is. Willingness is self-improvement.
Yes.
Willingness is, how can I make all of this better for everybody else too?
Yeah.
So it's motivated by something other than its own, just complacency.
Which ends up giving to the self. Like you feel way better than, like you think you're good now, but just wait.
Just wait.
Like you think you're good now, but when you start impacting the world, just wait to what you feel
the gratification that feels.
Yeah, so this book is The Inner Work. The link is down below. If you're struggling with self-motivation and you're like, yeah, that's me, or that's my partner, get this book, because in here we explain all the themes of consciousness, how you arrive into these vibrations, they're really frequencies, and how to move yourself through the scale of awakening, and to not get stuck in a theme that's limiting you from your highest potential.
And that's what it's all about.
Namaste.
Namaste.